You're going to want to listen to this one. This is from a discussion between Shannon Sharpe and Paul Pierce. And they're discussing Kobe Bryant. They're discussing Michael Jordan. They're discussing LeBron James and who is the GOAT and why and what matters and what doesn't matter and all that stuff. And Paul Pierce literally says straight to Shannon Sharpe, Kobe stayed and Michael Jordan stayed and LeBron ran to win. And he always picked his teams of who he wants to play with, and he still won less titles than these two dudes. So I'm going to let you listen to that exchange between Shannon Sharpe and Paul Pierce, and I'm going to be right back to kind of break it down even more because Paul Pierce is right on point with this one. So take a listen right now.
Why is it you don't think that Jordan is better than LeBron? But is this a statistical thing? Then if it was, then why don't we say Kareem was the greatest before LeBron did
but
that?
see, that was. But here's the thing, because people say championships, but they crown Jordan as the greatest players when he had none. If you go back and look at the late '80s, the late '80s,
They crowned him as the best player in the league.
They said he was the greatest player that we'd ever seen, and he had no championship.
They didn't call him the GOAT, though.
But first of all,
They didn't call him the GOAT
they said he was the greatest player
we've ever seen.
Yeah, Jordan was never asked to do what LeBron has been asked to do. The Jordan had a specific task. They asked LeBron, said, LeBron, we need you to give us 27, we need you to give us 10, and we need you to give us 10. And we need you to do that every night. And in the meantime, we still need you to guard the best player.
All right, I will say this. LeBron has the greatest of all time influence on winning.
Okay.
Like, from day one, you put him on this team, they're a threat.
They're a better team than what if he's not on it.
Well, you can say that about Jordan, but just like his influence on winning is greater than Jordan.
Okay.
Because when you look at the teams he took to the finals, you know, it's like, damn, you dragged them? You dragged them too?
That 2018 team ain't got no business in the finals.
But then you kind of erase that because then you be like, damn, how did you lose when you had this?
I think if you think about it, the only time that I think LeBron really should have won the championship was against the Dallas Mavericks. He wasn't favored in any other championship, really.
Does the journey matter? How you win? Does that matter?
It does to me.
It matters, right?
It does.
Like, because if you're saying Kobe became something different because he stuck it out with the Lakers and won without Shaq, that matters.
Yeah.
That's elevated Kobe.
Well,
right?
see, if they could have got him pieces, do you think Kobe win if he doesn't get Powell? If they don't get Metal?
Powell is not a top 75 player.
But I'm saying if they don't get him.
No, they don't.
LeBron couldn't get nobody to come to Cleveland. Bro, think about it. He got Timofey Mozgov, $75 million. He had Dellavedova. Dellavedova is your starting partner.
Up there.
See, that's my point. That's what he was up against. Just imagine if Jerry West was his GM, he would have knew what pieces to put around LeBron.
But that's what makes the journey matter. Like, when you go through the rough times, like me and Cole, like we talked about earlier, we were like, oh, you know, the journey's over, but he stuck it out.
Yeah.
And that meant something for him to stay a Laker and wait for them to see if they were going to do something.
Right.
He never ran.
LeBron waited.
What year was it?
Yeah, like year 7. He just realized
what year did Jordan win?
7
or 8?
Yeah. But here's the thing. They got him Scottie Pippen. They got him Grant.
Scottie became something. They don't know Scottie. They didn't go get Scottie Pippen. They drafted well.
But what I'm saying, they weren't drafting well though, truth.
But they were trying to do everything to get him. They got Ben Wallace, Shaq, Antoine. They was trying.
But Ben Wallace was my age.
Yeah, I mean.
Shaq was my age.
But you think about this, the great players, people always gravitate towards the great players.
Yeah.
The good role players gravitate.
Yeah, but they ain't going to Cleveland to gravitate towards them.
Why not?
Because I ain't trying to go to Cleveland.
Like Milwaukee won.
Yeah.
Denver won. Who want to go there?
All right, so you saw that exchange from Paul Pierce and Shannon Sharpe. or heard it at least. Now, Paul Pierce brings up multiple great points. Shannon Sharpe says that nobody wanted to come to Cleveland. Nobody wanted to play in Cleveland. LeBron James just didn't have a team, blah, 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 and all that other stuff. And Paul Pierce correctly points out that who really wants to go to Milwaukee? Giannis won. Who really wants to go to Denver? Jokic won. Like, that's not an excuse nobody wants to come to Cleveland. Do you think really, honestly, people wouldn't go to Cleveland if they knew they would win a title? People would not go to Cleveland knowing that they would win an NBA title even for a year or two to get a championship? I mean, I'm sorry, but that's one of the dumbest freaking excuses for LeBron James ever. Then you're looking at Shannon Sharpe praising LeBron that he carried these teams that were literally shit to the NBA Finals with Mozgov and Dellavedova and all that other stuff. But he had other decent, better players. He's naming players that are probably below mid-tier on that team. LeBron James had better players on that team. He had Antoine Jameson. He had Mo Williams. He had decent players with him. I'm not saying he had an awesome team. He had Verjao. They were top 4 in defense in the NBA. That was not a bad team. And you can't also say that when LeBron suddenly left after his 7th season in 2011, and the Cavs having 62 wins the previous season and then went down to like 20 something. That's not all LeBron James. If you look at that damn team, 9 players from 15 left, and the coach changed. That wasn't LeBron leaving and then the rest of everything stays the same. LeBron left and 8 other players and the coach left. So that's just stupid too. People just never want to admit the fact that it wasn't only LeBron leaving, but 75% of the team left plus the coach. That's another thing. You know, then he's saying that they got Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. They didn't get him Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen was shit for the first 2 years. He just played with MJ, and Scottie Pippen admitted in interviews that because of playing with Michael Jordan, he learned to be the player that he became to be because of Michael. Now tell me, who has that kind of a career thanks to LeBron James? Can you come up with one guy that started playing with LeBron James and all of a sudden was super awesome or much, much better? Dwayne Wade's stats went down. Kevin Love's stats went down. Chris Bosh's stats went down. Kyrie Irving didn't want to play with LeBron James. He just said, listen, man, I want to trade. I want to get the heck out of here. Anthony Davis' stats, they went down one season. They went slightly up another season. But LeBron James started deferring to him a little bit more. And they won a freaking bubble championship. There was a lot of great points being made in this conversation. But then he was talking about LeBron dragging these teams, but then didn't want to mention it, and Paul Pierce came in and mentioned it. Then he lost to Dallas with a healthy and strong Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. He just disappeared. And LeBron is on video admitting, my mind just wasn't there. You know, who the hell wants to be a GOAT, goes to the NBA Finals, and says his mind wasn't there in the NBA Finals on the biggest stage? Like, bro, you got no place in the GOAT conversation, period. There's no question with that. It's been over since like 2010. Since you ran from Cleveland to join up. That was it. End of story. Gone. Finished. And then you're playing 23rd season now, and you still haven't gotten even as many championships as Kobe. Not even talking about Mike. And then you drag those teams from Cleveland because they were playing in, as they called it, and that's where the name comes from, the Eastern Conference. The Eastern Conference was shit. A lot of those times that he went there. It was just garbage. Look who he was getting through to get to those finals. Washington Wizards like a 50-win team, 50%. I mean, 40-something, 42 wins or something in the season. It was he wasn't playing any great teams to get that team to the finals. And then when he really could have gone to the NBA Finals and actually faced Kobe as a Laker. I've made a video about this. I think he purposefully lost to the Magic because he was gonna get embarrassed by Kobe in the finals. That's the way I see it. So I think Paul Pierce raises up a lot of great points in this conversation. And, you know, I'm not playing the whole conversation. Shannon Sharpe was, you know, making other points and stuff like that. But what is it like? Really, this is not a statistical thing. This is you're playing for championships. You're not playing for points. You're not playing for minutes. I mean, you're bragging about points. Brag about his turnovers career. Number one in all time. Brag about his missed field goals. Number one all time. If you look at missed air ball free throws career, number one all time. Why don't you brag about those records statistically? If those stats matter so much, you want to talk about the positive stats, but you never want to talk about the negative stats. That's being hypocritical. That's looking at it. And Paul Pierce also made one great point in this combo. I've never seen Michael Jordan not show up in an important moment. Never seen it. Fail in an important moment. Never seen it. Now that's crazy because we got multiples on this from LeBron James. That's my story for this one. Now let me know what you think. Comment section is open. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace season starting soon, so gonna be recording some stuff. Talk to you later. Bye.